Tonight is an auspicious night, for it was on this night 1 year ago that I helped a girl find her long-lost lover. Yes, it is true. It is Melodia that I speak of. Come close, I must tell you what happened on her quest to save her divine counterpart in Alistair. Yes, come close, I have stories to tell you. Too close! That is better. Perfect. Well, as I said, it was on this night 1 year ago that I helped a girl discover the whereabouts of Alistair. She came to me pleading. Actually, she came to me in song. It was the sweetest melody I had ever heard. And yes, this song was her way of enchanting me, if you will. But I am one who is well aware of the arts of enchantment. And so I have my own protection spells for these sort of things, of course, naturally. But she was of another breed, let me tell you. One of the divine realms, such as herself, is powerful beyond measure. Why would I not give information away freely, you ask? When were you born? Yesterday? All information has a price. My information most of all, for I keep all the secrets of the universe in order. You see, it is I who delegate the whisperings and goings on here and there. You see, I have my little spies. They can be found throughout the multiverse. I have eyes and ears just about everywhere you can put a toe on. So, it is my job to keep secrets, you see. And so one of the greatest secrets, of course, to be kept is, where be Alistair? See, I was well aware that the divine light beings would be descending from their realm of light to ask such questions, especially this divine counterpart character, Melodia. You see, I am aware, I am part of the plot, as you could call it. Because they cut me in, of course. You see, key characters in the plot, they rely on me to keep their secrets, to keep all things in order, to keep them on their high horses, so to speak. For if I let my mouth just slip, all of them would be ruined. So, naturally, They asked one small favor of me. Since I know everything, including where Alistair is, naturally, they asked me not to tell a single soul where his whereabouts may be. And yes, I said, sure, I will keep this promise on one condition. You allow me to be the first one to step into God's abode. And they humbly obliged me in this. And so I was guaranteed, little beknownst to them, everything that they were working for the first one to step into God's abode would of course be granted divine immunity. How could they know this? They haven't been around long enough. They wouldn't know what I know of the ways of the universe. This is universe with a capital U, of course. The universe. The one verse under which all is. And so my one wish is to be impervious to all who would try to shake me, all who would try to dispel my power. And I knew the one guarantee that I could have of this is absolute divine immunity. For one's greatest wish is automatically granted upon entering God's abode. And this is the ultimate mission of the crew of miscreants. That are leading this plot, shall we say, to take Alistair and use him as an instrument to enter the abode of God. So yes, this is naturally my inkling, my positioning, my inclination to these matters, and I feel I'm rather fair with my dealings. I don't blab, and thus they keep their positionings, and I should receive some reward for such honorable behavior. Anywho, I'm getting off topic. Melodia. She comes in, singing her melodious song. I knew it would be powerful, but this was powerful stuff. This was more than I had anticipated. My spells, they were creaking under the weight of her voluminous, melodic voice. Her luminous character. It was a lot for my dark, humble abode to bear. Why had she found me? This, you ask. Yes, it is a good question. Well, you see, I am naturally, the first person you would go to when you seek any kind of information, and one who is of the divine realms is of the highest intuition possible, and so with her mind and will alone, she was able to find me immediately in the multiverse as soon as she leapt into the portal after Alistair. Of course, she was too late, but she got to the next best thing. Me. She comes in with her angelic, crystalline, shimmering voice of high echelon sound, and despite my less than jolly demeanor, I seemed to take a bit of a liking to it, and so I invited her in for some tea. Why not? I said, yes, come in. Welcome. Welcome to old Gibber Gabber's abode. And, well, she comes in and she sings in a beautiful rhyme her request. Something like, oh, I am looking for the one, the only, Alistair, who steers my boat to lands I float to save the one under the sun. He is the shining sun, the honey, the one to be with me. Please show me the way. Take me into the fray. Any way I can reach Alistair to steer my way over that way. Please would you say a word or two on this blue news, and this blue moon I choose to lose not my beloved Alistair. With such a hauntingly beautiful melody, how could I not oblige? But oh, my positioning, I am meant to be the first one to step into God's abode. How could I divulge this information to her? It felt preposterous. It was splitting me in two. I was feeling blue myself. I thought, perhaps not. Perhaps I cannot tell her directly, but what I could do is I could, as I should, as I would, give her one of my famous lullaby readings and proceedings with high greetings. I bowed to her and served her tea, and with a little glee I jumped to my star-born deck, and I suggested that we read a card. I said, may or may not know where this one who glows inside your heart is. But let me tell you this deck is the key to receiving your glee in retrieving the one to be with you, your glue through divinity. Are you listening to me? She said, very well. If this is the best you can do, then let us go through with your plan. And so I began to draw cards as we were drinking like bards a couple yards away from each other. I inquired about her brother. She said, oh, he is rather younger than me. He's still with the family, in the family tree. And I said, yes, but isn't your family trying to help you too with this one who makes you so blue while they are away? And she said, to her dismay, no, they aren't. I pleaded them to come with me, and in my mind, a split second it took, but I was shook, for they would not hear it. They were confounded. They did not expect such a wild goose chase to be starting. And the portal was closing. I had little time, and so I hopped right out of the sublime and into this multi-dimensional world where who knows what infinite imaginings could be unfurled. And I knew this was the place that Alistair had thought of, had been to before, and was yearning for more, and yet he had chosen me. And so my heart, it was feeling as though it was bursting apart, knowing he had got what he wanted, but it was all by force. It felt like a total divorce from sanity. It felt like God's profanity was being spat out and sticking to us each and everywhere, as if he didn't have a care in the world for how we fared. I looked at her golden hair, her golden and red hair. It was oh so fair. She looked like one of the divine mare's counterparts, that is, from the old world. This being of illustrious beauty was one that you must have seen to understand or comprehend. It was out of this world, beyond fathomability, in its splendor. Oh, so tender would it make your heart. I had to. Well, I don't want to go there. I don't care about such things anymore. For I do not adore the one I used to back in the day when we would go into the fray and visit such lands of the horse people. Now, that one is just one of the sheeple. They're dead to me. Not heavenly, not anymore. Someone at the door? is just one of my spies, my minions. Don't worry about it. Let's get on with the reading and the proceedings. Greetings. So, I pulled a card, and but a yard away from her I read it. And by chance, I drew it just now to enhance the reality of this story and its glory. Look, if you can see, it says lots and chance. So lots of chance has been thrown into the mix. This was my hint to the Miss Melodia, and her near impossible quest at my behest. I was helping her just a little, but really I was just passing her spittle. Really, it was a curse. For how could chance help her? How could chance help her here? She was not satisfied. Chance? What am I to do with chance? That is like a lance going into my heart. This can only be the start. Please, oh Gibber Gabber, draw another card for me. And so I did. And it went a little something like this. Aha! A boon, finally. It is the wishbone. Come closer. The wishbone. Affirmation. Yes, we all know that if you pull the wishbone and take the bigger half, that you win a wish. Which can change your sitch. Uation can change nations. And so, yes, the wishbone, very well known. She said, oh, where can I find such a wishbone? I would like to hone my skills. Whatever it takes to find Alistair. Only then will I have had my fills. And this, I once again consulted the cards, and so we opened them again. Cards, oh cards, where be this wishbone? Please show us the location of such a bone of wish. Get the wishbone, get Alistair, for your wish will be the command of God. And the card we drew was something like this. geomancy, patience. So yes, patience, young one. The location of this wishbone will become apparent to you. It will be revealed to you when the time is right. Do not fright, for it will be yours if it is meant to be. Melodia was not happy with this answer, but for the moment it gave her a little hope. Hope enough. And so I said goodbye, toodaloo. I waved my kind, gentlemanly wave, and she tittle-tattled out the door. Oh, I'm so glad she didn't ask for more. But then her haunting melody, it came back like an attack. Oh, oh. And she was pulling me to go with her. I couldn't resist. Beyond all reasoning and all my will, I had to oblige. I had to follow her call. And so I must be a disappointment to y'all because her spell, it worked its way into my heart, and I, Gibber Gabber, was enchanted to serve Melodia until her purpose was achieved. What happened next, you ask? Well, we'll have to save that till next time, young one. Yes, don't want to reveal too much too soon, if you catch my drift. For now, just know Melodia is out in the multiverse, seeking her beloved, her Alistair, her divine counterpart, and I, willingly or unwillingly, am delightfully enchanted to aid her in this quest. I, Gibber Gabber, the keeper of secrets.